we live in a world of don't believe your lying eyes, believe me. And the me is the government or the corporations who run our lives. Like, I don't know if you saw, I'm sure you did, because you're a politic junkie, kind of like I am. The Tucker thing from last week, the January 6th footage.
Tucker Carlson.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah. Now, scary stuff. Scary stuff when you look at it.
Here's what I advise. If you haven't seen it, watch it, but watch it on mute. Watch it on mute. Because a lot of stuff Tucker says is just ridiculous and stupid. He's like, these people revered the Capitol. They weren't violent. They were peaceful. Shut up, Tucker. You shut your lying mouth. We have other footage that you're not showing, you fucking idiot. However, the footage you are showing, it's like, talk about burying the lead. The footage you are showing is the police walking him around the building. Like, walking him around the building, opening doors for him. He thanked him in a prayer on the Capitol, like in the Senate chamber. So, and the narrative is still, this was a violent insurrection, which it was, but it's also the Capitol Police didn't do their job. Don't think they're heroes, because they're not. So it's like two things can be true at the same time. Democrats and Republicans can both be right and wrong at the same time. And it's like, why is nobody interested in bringing those cops into that January 6th hearing? Because you know what? It probably wasn't about democracy and freedom. It was about ratings, TV, and distraction.
So, and here's the funny thing. So the booth was on January 5th, our show. You can go back on YouTube. You can watch it. That was First Tuesdays. That was with my attorneys that I have on my show, Robert Resnick and Kenneth Diesenoff. That episode was called The Fire Before the Storm, because we had been talking and we had been following all of this stuff leading up to January 6th. We knew something was about to happen. Here's how we knew.
So did the feds.
Well, here's the thing. We were watching this whole thing with the Proud Boys and Enrique Tarrio. On January 5th, Enrique Tarrio was scheduled to have an interview on Fox. During this live interview, he was just picked up from the airport. He's in his limousine. He's being interviewed by Fox on live TV. Live TV. Guess what happens on Fox TV with Enrique Tarrio's interview? Cops are pulling him over. The feds are pulling him over. He's being arrested for supposedly burning some flag at some event. So I'm like, wow, that's weird. Here we are watching Fox TV, and the feds have decided to pull him over and arrest him on Fox Live TV. You wonder here, something's not right something smells fishy about this. Come to find out, when all the testimonies and stuff come out, Enrique Tarrio was a rat. He had been a rat. He had been a rat for the longest time when they put him in the Proud Boys. Enrique Tarrio was put into the Proud Boys to be a rat, and he'd been given information to the government. So the government already knew January 6th was going to happen, because the Proud Boys and these other militia groups knew what they were going to do. They knew that they were going to do this. They had snipers in the trees. It's insane, man. And it drives me up a wall that they play this Republican-Democrat thing against us when they know what's going on. The elitists all know what's going on. It's insane. I was pissed. It's crazy stuff. I tell people, don't watch what you see on the surface. Watch why the news is putting it out there, then ask the questions. I have a template of 5 questions I ask myself. Why are they putting this story out here? Why do they want me to know about it? And so forth. And then when I ask all these questions, I then make my own decision. I've had Republicans come at me on my page. Then I've had Democrats come at me on my page and claim I'm a Republican. I'm neither. Yeah. I just use common sense, and then I report and tell things as I should tell it. And it's crazy because if I said something good about Trump, they never forget that. They never see that. They only come on my page and attack me if I say something they feel is bad about him, but they never see the good stuff I said that he did. Like, he flooded a ton of money into our space program, which no other president has done. Yeah. And granted, it was a joke. The Space Force name was a joke, but
it's not a bad name. What else would you call it? What else would you call it, honestly?
It needed to be done, though. It really needed to be done. We were way behind, and it had to be done.
We have so many problems here on Earth. I don't care about space. Unless the Space Force is designed to build some technology to block asteroids or to somehow, if Don't Look Up was actually happening and they had to make a Space Force to try and fight it, that's the only thing we need a Space Force for. And
well, there was actually a good interview before he retired and left the air. They did on the talk show. The Daily Show, they actually interviewed the guy who was head of Space Force. He actually hates the name, but he talked about what he does and all of the stuff that a lot of people assume that they don't do. It's very interesting what they do. A lot of it has to do with security. A lot of it has to do with satellite stuff. And so it's pretty interesting if anybody gets a chance to check it out. But they did interview the guy that's the head of Space Force, and it's a pretty funny interview.